Hello everyone and welcome again to Ramblings of a Middle-Aged White Guy. Before we get started with this week's topic, it was pointed out to me that I missed a very important challenge that I think needs to be part of American culture in the last episode, and that is the Pull Your Pants Up challenge. Because nobody wants to see your dirty, nasty drawers. And that goes hand in hand with the Buy a Belt challenge, because that'll keep your Pull Your Pants Up challenge working for you. Alright, so with that out of the way, the topic that I'd like to discuss this week is about parenthood. Parents, you need to quit trying to be a friend to your kid, or quit trying to be so concerned with being a friend to your kid that you forget to be their parent. They need you in a parental role. And that's going to involve something called discipline. And even recording this video, I know I just heard somebody pass out. It's going to be okay, ma'am. Everything's going to be fine. Oh, sorry, sir. With that bun on your head, I didn't think you were a dude. Anyway, you're going to have to learn to discipline your kids. They have to know what an acceptable line of behavior looks like. It has to be set. It has to be enforced. I hear people say all the time, well, we would discipline him, but if we did, it would damage him. He's only going to be damaged until he needs something from you. Then he's going to be just fine. What happens when you don't discipline a child growing up is you don't get a well-adjusted adult. What you wind up with is an adult who's willing to damage other people that get in their way. Is that what we want for American society? I look back, and all this really began, I think, when we started having multiple sports teams in schools. Because we started out with the best of intentions with that. You know, we wanted every child to have a chance to play, and there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Nothing. But we took it too far. We took it to a point where now every child gets a chance to play, but they never have to improve at anything. You know, we have the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I teams on every sport in school now, so no kid is turned away. We have taught them that they don't have to deal with disappointment, that everything they do is all right. They don't have to get better at anything in their lifetime. And we are failing them as adults in society. We're going to get those kids are going to grow up to be crippled adults. And what I mean by that is we've never taught them to deal with disappointment. We've never taught them to deal with you're not good enough at something. And whereas it looks really cool, and for a little kid it boosts their self-esteem. And I'm not saying don't encourage your kids. I'm not saying don't push them to pursue their dreams, because you should. What I am saying is this. What happens when you let every kid play every sport and nobody's ever told they have to improve at anything is you get an adult who is ungrateful for everything in their life, and they can't figure out how come they keep getting fired from jobs or can't keep a job, because everything they do is wonderful. And I spoke of discipline a little earlier. Here's something that we need to think about, and I don't know if you're for or against corporal punishment, but I think it has its place. I survived the electrical cord, the belt, the paddle, the cutting board, coat hanger, the flip-flop. My father had a specific tool of choice, and my father's tool of choice was, of course, his belt. And to this day, if I hear a belt coming out of a pair of pants too fast, it makes me a little nervous. My mother, on the other hand, was an opportunist. She would use anything immediately at her disposal to take care of business. And I've seen her use just about everything. She used cutting boards, wooden spoons, shoes. Once she used the telephone cord. Her personal best, I think, is we were at Kmart when I was a kid and I was acting a fool. And she sat down on the floor and took my shoe off and whooped my butt with it and stood me back up and told me to shut up. And through all that, through all of those different types of corporal punishment that I went through as a kid, I suffered from this horrible social malady that's called respect for other people and their property. That's why I think that the lack of discipline with parents and kids, I think, is why like in the last episode that I did last week, why we have all these people doing stupid stuff like eating soap, running alongside cars, getting hit by cars, being poisoned by Tide. That's why it happens, because we've never told them don't do that, it's stupid. We have men wearing buns on top of their head like an old school truck stop waitress. And rompers. Because nobody ever told them it was stupid. Look, real men, we grow facial hair, we fart, we burp, we either have a haircut or long hair, we don't put it in a bun on top of our head. We wear jeans and overalls and coveralls and slacks. We don't wear flip-flops out to eat. And that all came, those are a lot of those things are some pet peeves that I have, but a lot of that stuff came from nobody ever told this kid that looked stupid. So to sum it all up, it's like this. Parents, step up and be parents. Your kids need that in their lives. They need a parental figure. They got enough friends. They don't need you to be a friend. There's nothing wrong with being friendly with them. There's nothing wrong with talking to them about serious topics. There's nothing wrong with laughing with them and playing with them. But be their parent, because they need you. All right, if you like the video, hit that like button. And if you want to, go ahead and hit subscribe. And we'll have new content every Saturday. And until then, goodbye and God bless.